Hi, I'm Bill Oberst Jr. I'm an actor in Los Angeles. I have been working in film for only 4 years, a relatively short time. I did 13 years of touring theater back east, and I never thought about doing film. And then I got the lead role in a docudrama, Sherman's March, about General Sherman. I'm a Southerner. I thought it would be fun to play the guy who rampaged and raped the South. And this thing did well and got written about in the Wall Street Journal. And I'd never done a film before, and I thought, if I'm ever going to try film, maybe I should do it now, because it's at the front page of the Wall Street Journal. So I came out to Los Angeles with my little Wall Street Journal and learned that they didn't care. But 4 years later and 70 projects later, I'm still here. People will sometimes ask actors what inspired you to be an actor, and people have all kinds of lies. The only real and true answer is we're needy. Everybody in the business is needy. We need people to like us. For me, it was because I was a fat kid. I had bad acne. I was a sissy kid. I made straight A's in school. Nobody liked me, and everybody made fun of me. And so all actors are doing, as we do this stuff, we're continually saying, do you like me now? So that's what I'm saying now. Do you like me now? If not, I'm going to keep doing this until you do like me. I've done a lot of roles on stage and on film, and there are two that are memorable for different reasons. One was Jesus of Nazareth, who I played in a touring stage production for many years, and I did over 900 performances, and that was very personally meaningful to me. And then recently I played Abraham Lincoln, and are you ready for this title? Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. And yeah, it's a silly zombie movie, but I got to play one of my childhood heroes, the 16th President of the United States, who famously said, when somebody accused him of being two-faced, he said, well, if I had two faces, do you think I'd be wearing this one? And so I got to play the Lincoln of history. He just happens to kill zombies. So Jesus and Abraham Lincoln are my two favorites, yeah. Actors should sometimes ask what they look for in projects. What I look for is something that will be fun for viewers. Fun in some way. If it's a horror film, which I do a lot of, it can be cathartic fun. But people work really, really hard, and they're looking to us to entertain them, not to bitch about our jobs. They're looking to us to entertain them. So when I'm looking at a project, I'm looking for something that's fun. I'm thinking of a guy or a girl who works hard, who comes home, who turns on the television. I want them to watch something that I'm in that they can holler to the kitchen and say, hey, come here, you got to look at this. Yes, I'm kind of a lowbrow actor. I want people to have fun. I want to entertain them. I guess I would have been a good vaudevillian. I've got a couple of films coming out that I'm excited about. One is on the Hallmark Channel, and it's a sequel to a movie called The Shunning. I play an Amish farmer, and the father, Samuel Lapp, and it's based on a series of books by Beverly Lewis. First movie was called The Shunning. This one's called The Confession, and Michael Lennon Jr. directed them both. I also have a couple of horror films that I'm coming out that I'm excited about, and one is Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies, in which the 16th President of the United States emancipates the slaves and saves the Union and beheads the undead along the way. Also, I have a horror film coming out called Children of Sorrow, in which I play a cult leader in the desert. It's very innovative, and it's so disturbing, apparently, it's in post-production, but so disturbing that the composer who was first hired to do music for Children of Sorrow quit. The first composer quit because he said that the footage was too disturbing for him to look at. So for an actor like me, that is exciting because disturbing is kind of what I do. Actors are frequently asked, what's your role, your dream role? The real honest answer is the role that pays. And so with that caveat, beneath that, within the paying roles, I love to do duality, I love to do dichotomy, I love the fact that humans are made up of conflicting stuff, I love regret, I love a person struggling against their inner demons. I think the monster is really within us. And that's why I like to work in the horror industry, because you can show that duality. People are not always what they seem. You are not what you seem, and I am not what I seem. We have within us dark, dark recesses, and that's what I like to play. I get cast as darker characters, and sometimes people will ask, well, you know, oh, you don't like that, you're typecasting. The operative word in typecast is cast. It means that you're working, so this is a good thing. Besides that, and I'm a big advocate of this, if the camera is seeing something in you, it is in you. Don't tell me, I'm typecast all the time as the quirky person, but I'm not quirky. Yes, you are. If you weren't, the camera wouldn't see that in you. I do have some creepiness in me. The camera wouldn't see it if I didn't. It might not be the way I think of myself. When I look in the bathroom mirror, all I see is a guy with big ears and a banana nose. But the creepiness is there, and that's the beautiful thing about the camera. The camera is a marvelous truth detector. That's what it does. It finds the truth. And if you as an actor could accept the truth that it finds in you, you got a career. I have spoken to kids in schools for years, and I started doing this for the National Endowment for the Arts during my theater career. There's a program called Artists in Residency where you go into a school and you teach a little bit and you perform a little bit. And I did that all over the country and spoke to thousands of schools. Kids are a really tough audience because they don't put up with any bull. And if you can hold the attention of 7th graders in a gymnasium at 8 a.m., you're pretty good on a film set. So it has helped me quite a bit. And I often think of those kids, even when I do horror movies. I think of these kids, and no matter what you're doing, you should keep in mind that kids may be watching it. And I've made some choices in film that I probably should not have made. And I'm glad I'm answering this question right now, because I need to always remember those school kids who I talk to who are out there. So if any of them are watching and I've done things that are over the top, I'm sorry, kids, and I won't do it again. People sometimes ask the difference between theater and film. The difference is the type of date. They're both dates. The best way to think about a theatrical performance is it's a first date. You're with someone that you've never met before, a collective person, the audience, and your job is to seduce them and entice them and get them interested in you. And then just before the goodnight kiss, you leave and there's the curtain. If you do it right, you get a lot of applause because there's the anticipation of the kiss that never happened. And maybe they'll call again. It's a strained metaphor, but believe me, I've done thousands of performances and it works. The camera, on the other hand, is a lover. The camera is very intimate. This is not an original thought. Michael Caine said this, but he was right. The camera's right here. The camera has a particular way that it wants you to touch it, which is a different way than me. The camera wants to be touched in a very particular way. It's a very fickle lover. And if you don't touch it in exactly the way it likes you to touch it, with your physicality, it will turn away and it will look somewhere else. So that's the difference between a very willing and anything could happen first date and a fickle lover that you damn well had better please, because she'll turn away in an instant. But you want to please her bad. Because when you do, the rewards are there. That's the difference. I do work a lot, and it is difficult to jump from project to project, but it is not as difficult as it is to be unemployed. I'm in a business that has a 98% unemployment rate, and so my motto is don't bitch, be on time, and do your job. And right now I have 7 projects in post-production, 3 in pre-production, and I've got scripts to look at. And I'm not even famous. Nobody knows who I am. If you're a working actor, you have to have multiple compartments in your mind, and the person that you're dealing with on Project A does not really care about Project F or Project G. They want to be the only project or person that you're working with. And so I think it's about being very present and being very focused on only one thing at a time, which is really hard in our world because people who are watching this interview, I'll bet you're doing something else at this exact moment, right? You're on another tab, or you're cooking dinner, or you're talking to somebody, you're on your cell phone. We don't know how to focus or be present anymore. And I don't think it's good for humans. I know it's not good for me. So it's kind of a good discipline to have a lot of projects and to know that when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to no one but you and the rest of you. My website is BillOberst.com. Like everybody else, I'm on Facebook and Twitter. Just look for Bill Oberst and you'll find me. And write to me. People write to me about all kinds of things. I'm friendly. I don't bite. And I'm not frightening. Am I? Am I? I don't know. Watch me and see.